Glasgow Queen Street railway station was built by Edinburgh Glasgow Railway and opened on the 21st of February 1842 as Dundas Street Station before being renamed to Queen Street. Despite the opening in 1842, the train shed, i.e. the curved glass roof, wasn't completed until 1878, over 3 decades later. In 1865, the EGR was absorbed into the North British Railway, and in 1878 the entire station was redesigned by civil engineer James Carswell. Carswell introduced electric lighting to the station, which was one of the earliest examples of electricity used in Glasgow, and it became part of the L&ER group in 1923. The climb through the tunnel to Cowlares is at a 1 in 42 gradient, and until 1909 trains were hauled up by a rope operated by a stationary engine, although experiments were carried out using banking engines in 1844 and 1848. 3 people died in 1928 when a train leaving the station rolled back into another station. Modern diesel and electric trains have no difficulty with this climb. The adjacent Buchanan Street station of the rival Caledonia Railway closed on the 7th of November 1966 as a result of the beaching cuts, and its services to Stirling, Perth, Inverness, Dundee, Aberdeen were transferred to Queen Street. This caused difficulties with longer trains as Queen Street was confined position between George Street and the tunnel. Buchanan Street was demolished a year later in 1967. In the 1980s, HSTs were used on cross-country and East Coast services running by Intercity, having to use platform 7 with the end of the train being close to the tunnel mouth. Minor refurbishments of the station took place through the 2000s, which saw the station internally repainted and paved with new flooring, and the CRT screens that displayed train timetables and passenger information replaced with new LED information boards similar to those in Glasgow Central Station, but smaller in January 2008. The station received the new Eco LED screens provided by Infotech Displays in 2020. In 2009, the Scottish Government announced the Glasgow to Edinburgh via Falkirk line would be electrified by 2017. Overhead line electrifications have been installed on the high-level platforms of the Queen Street, with Class 380 trains now operating from this station as of 2017, and Class 385 trains from the autumn of 2018. There you go, the 385s are nearly 5 years old, folks. As part of this work, the high-level station was closed for 20 weeks from March the 20th to August the 8th, 2016, to allow 1,800 metres of track in Queen Street Tunnel and all of the tracks and platforms on the station itself to be replaced. Services were diverted over various routes during this period, with some trains running to and from the low-level station and others to and from Glasgow Central Station via Cumbernauld, Coatbridge and Carlisle. So let's get started at Glasgow Queen Street, and terminating with a Scotrail service off of Dunblane is 385025 and 385003.
Oh, Ian, that's basic.
Departure behind the 385s is 158736, working the 1603 Scotrail service to Anniesland. Arriving to terminate with a Scotrail Express service from Edinburgh Waverley is 385116 and 385115. Departing on the close side is 17396, working the 1610 Scotrail service to Arbroath via Dundee. Departing on the far side is 385115 and 385116, with the 1615 Scotrail Express service to Edinburgh Waverley via Falkirk High. On the near side is 385003 and 385025, departing with the 1619 Scotrail service to Stirling.
The next train to depart from platform 2 will be the 1622 Scotrail service to Edinburgh, calling at Springburn, Rob Royston, Steps, Gatcosh, King Falls, Cumbernauld.
Coming in on the far side, Celebrity Turbostar 170-407, terminating with a Scotrail service from Aberdeen. On the near side sees the departure of 385124, departing with the 1622 Scotrail service to Edinburgh Waverley via Cumbernauld. Arriving on the far side to terminate with a Scotrail service of Edinburgh Waverley is 385024. Terminated with an empty carriage working under the Headco 5 November 93 from Eastfield HS is 385109. Arriving to terminate with a Scotrail service from Anniesland is 158739 and 158727. Arriving to terminate with a Scotrail service off Alloa is 385028 and 385019. Departing on the far side is 385109, working the 1633 Scotrail service to Stirling.
The next train to depart from platform 3 will be the 1636 Scotrail service to Morgan, Colliers, Dalmuir, Dumbarton Central, Ellisborough Upper, Gaylord Heads, Arrow Turbot.
Terminated with a Scotrail Express service from Edinburgh Waverley is 385117 and 385120. Something old, something borrowed, something blue, and something not very new is 153377 and 156458, departing with 1636 Scotrail service to Oban.
Perth, Dundee, Carnoustie, Arbroath, Montrose, and Aberdeen.
Next out to depart on the far side is 17407, working the 1639 Scotrail service to Aberdeen. Also departing on the far side is 17405, with the 1642 Scotrail service to Anniesland. Terminating 7 minutes early with a Scotrail service off of Dundee is 174 to... Oh, for fuck, what are you doing here? Next train out for departure is 385120 and 385117, with the 1645 Scotrail Express service to Edinburgh Waverley via Falkirk High. Next out for departure is 385028 and 385019 with the 1649 Scotrail service to Alloa. Terminated with a Scotrail service off of Annie's Land is 158736. And your final train of the high level is 385024 with the 1656 Scotrail service to Edinburgh Waverley via Cumbernauld.
This train is formed of two coaches. Platform 5 for the 1702 Scotrail service.
And now it's time to be covert on the low level with the departure of 32412. Working the 1707 Scotrail service from Springburn to Milngavie. Next out for departure is 318261. Working the 1711 Scotrail service from Airdrie to Ballach. Coming out of the tunnel is 334024, working the 1717 Scotrail service from Milngavie to Edinburgh Waverley. Next for departure is 32315 and 32318. Working the 1719 Scotrail service from Springburn to Dalmuir. Station 320, 316 and 318251, working the 1721 Scotrail service from Dalmuir to Springburn. Next out to the station is 334034 and 334010, working the 1722 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley to Milngavie. Next arrival into the station is 32401 and 32418, working the 1727 Scotrail service from Ballach to Airdrie. Next into the station, 320-413, working the 1732 Scotrail service from Milngavie to Springburn. And going in the opposite direction is 334012 and 334007, working the 1732 Scotrail service from Edinburgh Waverley to Helensburgh Central. And here comes our train in the form of 318260 and 320317, working the 1738 Scotrail service to Springburn to Milngavie. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed what you saw, click on the 2 videos here at the end screen. Helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you are new and got this far. And we'll see you all in the next video, folks, wherever that may take us. We'll see you then, folks.